Driving trucks is sometimes you can say it's an easy job because you just sit and drive. No, it's not. It's very, 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 very challenging. Because I'm also have to know how to operate the machines on the tanker so that it can offload the right product. I feel good because the job that I'm doing is not only for me, because without us, the country can stand still.
Makwande Supply and Distribution started in 2009, transporting fuel depot to depot. We were such a small company at the time, doing ad hoc work with no contract, but trying to build our reputation and our presence in the market. Around about 2015, we had an opportunity of being appointed by BP on the enterprise supply and development, which was quite a wow for us. We were to transport the jet fuel, delivering into King Shaka in Durban, was also the East London Airport.
BPSA, we were able to capacitate them with interest-free loan managed by National Employment Fund. There has been growth in the organization in terms of expanding their offering to BPSA, where they move from jet fuel to delivering to our retail network around the country.
As BP in 2021, we transacted with about 660 suppliers, and we managed to ensure that 96% of those suppliers are BBBEE compliant entities.
With BP, there is no special treatment just because they're a developing company. We have to meet their standards.
You have to get trained, and then you still have to learn. And yeah, I feel like I've grown a lot.
If for whatever reason there is a gap that they can identify, BP also support in terms of your annual audits on your health, environment, safety, and quality.
Supplier development fit into our transformation agenda. It's about the impact and making sure those enterprises that never had an opportunity before, they're actually given an opportunity, they are capacitated, and they're able to compete in the mainstream economy.
BP having confidence on us and taking a calculated risk on us, it helps us to be confident to go and participate in other tenders with other stakeholders.
I know to date that they've got 26 vehicles deployed in BPSA, but in total they actually have about 147 vehicles. Nona employs more than 300 employees, so that shows exponential growth. And therefore these small entities, as they grow, they help with reducing unemployment.
You know what makes me excited? It's the ripple effect that we have on the people that we're employing.
I have been here for a long time. Nona actually, she's a successful woman because she's very patient and she's like a family.
When I see success stories like the one of Makwande, it gives me motivation to actually do more and replicate what we've done to support Black women to succeed in the corporate sector.
I would say to women out there, don't doubt yourself because you're limiting yourself. March on. When you march on, you can do it.
BP has been in South Africa for almost a century, and we plan to continue playing a role in shaping South Africa's energy future. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are very important for us to actually thrive as a business. This therefore means that in our value chains where we operate, we have to make sure that we bring the previously disadvantaged communities along.
Transformation of ownership patterns within our service stations is one of our core pillars within our transformation journey. And we've taken very bold targets where by 2025, 70% of our service stations should actually be owned by Blacks within the South African society.
I studied at BCom. My background is finance. I finance quite a few small businesses across South Africa. When I did my due diligence, I found that the service station was likely to be the most resilient. Fuel is something that we all need.
We run on a franchisor business model, and those agreements are based on a 5-year agreement. And as BP, we made a decision that when those renewals come through, we give a chance to the deserving, previously disadvantaged South Africans. They have to have some experience in handling budgets, which is quite key and critical because the margins are very, very thin.
So I initially started on the 1st of October, 2021. It's essentially 3 businesses in one. the forecourt, the bakery and the shop. I invested my entire life savings into this business. When cash flow was exceptionally tight, the risk of losing it all was very terrifying. My lifeline was a consignment stock. And what that means is that instead of paying for fuel deliveries every 2 to 3 days, I'm only paying on what we sell.
BP does have an independent service provider that provides support, mentoring these new operators, because now we're transforming an individual to becoming an actual business person, and we want them to be successful.
Most of us didn't actually come from the industry. So I find that my mentor has been absolutely crucial in directing me.
Transformation candidates are treated as normal as any other dealer. Every year, we look into the performance where they get targets. The only difference is just the additional support to make sure that they achieve the business goals.
I have a buddy dealer who has been assigned to me. The benefit there is that this is now a person who's got a wealth of knowledge of how the systems work.
The number of previously advantaged dealers or operators who've reached out and made themselves available to actually support the new and upcoming dealers has shown me that in the core of each and every being, we all want the same for each other.
So I'm really very grateful for BP. I think I have a lot more control of the business. I understand the systems a little bit better. I feel like I know my customer.
I'm enjoying meeting different people. We meet kind people. We meet rude people, but I can handle them. And I'm enjoying doing that. I have a big heart. Since I started working with Ms. Mabona, there's improvement. I can see some changes there. She took me to the next level, so I'm just like a vice supervisor. What I like about Mabona, she's very calm, a good listener. So she's a good boss and can motivate you.
For me to be able to give her an opportunity and support her to be successful, I take it as a national duty. Because it helps me make a difference. There's about 30 families that are relying on her.
I live in Tembisa, Ivory Park 3. I'm living with my wife and my 3 kids. They are benefiting a lot. They never suffer. BP is a source of income in this house, so I'm satisfied there.
One of BP's global priorities is to support education. We've invested close to 188 million rands with the Energy Mobility Education Trust. Their choice of beneficiaries talks exactly to our vision of inclusivity, to our vision of equity.
I'm doing my 3rd year in BCom Transport and Logistics Management at UJ. The kind of thinking that you need to have to solve business problems is the most interesting part. I like the creativity involved, so I think that is my passion.
I grew up in the Eastern Cape in a small town. My parents were unemployed, so chances of me being able to go to university were very slim or none. Coming from a previously disadvantaged background has a thing of making you very shy because you don't feel like you fit in spaces. But I was in a program from grade 10 to grade 12, which is called the Targeting Talent Program, which takes learners from previously disadvantaged backgrounds to the University of Witwatersrand, where we were just exposed to how a varsity life is.
That was the best program ever. The kind of study material that was provided, it really helped a lot. They focus mainly on maths, English, and physical science. And then there were a bit of recreational activities to create networks.
Our stance is to take a far more holistic, wraparound approach to continuously provide a support structure around the student.
My scholarship, Energy Mobility Education Trust, covers my tuition, cash and food stipends. They provide mentors. They bought us laptops in our 1st year. They also cover accommodation, relieving our parents the pressure of the financial struggles of our varsity.
These young people carry hope, and what that looks like is young people actively participating in the economy. The trust makes that possible. So as an implementing partner of BPSA, that also fulfills their transformation objective. You're starting to change the discourse and the environment by way of accessibility.
The trust has delivered very, very good results for BPSA, ensuring that we invest in the skills for the future. And most importantly, the greater percentage of beneficiaries is actually our girl child, which makes us very, very proud.
The scholarship ensured that I'm able to do something that I'm passionate about. To study a BSc in biological science. I was also able to do my honors degree. I just developed a passion for saving the environment, you know.
I'm looking to open a consultancy where I'll be providing business solutions. That is my plan for next year.
This is exactly what the objective of the trust was, to fuel the dreams that these youngsters had back then, and suddenly they see themselves living their dreams.